Think you should be all good now.
Sorry, just looking to see if I can turn off that notification when someone joins. Alrighty. So Bethany, I'll go ahead. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Alrighty. Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Alex. I'm one of the trainers here at Corelogic. Today I'm going to take you through our new RP proposals platform, which is our appraisal kit. So some of you may be familiar with the CMA, which is our long form PDF report that we take along to a customer to show them, this is what I think you might sell your property for, or you might rent your property for. And it gives you lots of customization, lots of photos, lots of information you can plug in there, as well as that evidence for your appraisal amount. What the proposals report is going to allow you to do is follow up after that meeting. So it can be used for different scenarios as well, but the idea behind it is you've already had that meeting with the customer, they've agreed with you, or you've decided upon an appraisal, whether it be a sales appraisal, I should say that, sitting in sales here today. So you've agreed on a sales appraisal, you've gone back to the office and you've created this new RP proposal, which is actually going to allow us to put all the same evidence in, but we're also going to talk about our difference as an agent, our marketing strategy, our testimonials, our sales team, and as well as that sales amount that you can present to them, we can also add in our commission structure. What's great about that is not only we're showing them, this is how much we're going to charge you for our services and so on, you also get notifications. So firstly, when they open that report, you will get an email alert. So you'll be able to see each time they are in there having a look at that report. And secondly, you get a confirmation when they hit proceed. So they're going to accept that report, they'll accept your amount, they'll accept your commission structure and things like that. So I'm going to show you all of that today. I'll talk a bit more about it, show you how to create your own reports as well. I will ask that you guys can just stay on mute. There are a fair few of us in the session today, so I'll ask you to remain on mute, but please, I've got that chat box open. So do feel free to let me know if you've got any questions through there, and I may just pause later in the session and let you guys jump on mic as well. Before I jump into proposals, if you do have further questions after today, see my little face. I should confirm, you can see my screen here. You can see RP data. Can someone just let me know?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Great, thank you. So up the top here on the top right, my little face, this may be your initials. From here, you will find our training page. So through here, I can jump into our Corelogic training. This is where me and my colleagues sit. You can find our online training. You can find our interactive online training. We run a webinar on RP proposals every week. So you can, after today, come back, sit that training, refresh or revise. We also run several other sessions in there weekly as well. So advanced sales, advanced rentals, intro to RP data, advanced researching, a lot of different courses available to you through this book now link here. Not only that, RP data tutorial videos and our custom training form. If you've just got a question or two, or if you have your own office, if you've got several of you together who want to sit a private session, let us know. As long as you get 5 or more, we're happy to run private Zoom sessions as well. So do let us know if you want to sit any further training after today, up the top in your face, and then your training page. Notice I'm in the new RP data today. You will need to be in the new RP data to access proposals. If you are more familiar, or if you have been using the old system, of course, you will be more familiar with this page here. You can see our search bar, all of that stuff. Up the top here is where you hit try it now to go and view our new system. Really cool, because you can actually have these open together. So you can have the old system and the new system. If you're using some of the tools in the old system that aren't available in the new system, you can have them both open. As I said, we're going to use the new system because that's where proposals sits today. On your homepage, up the top left this time, 3 little lines here. Clicking on that opens our navigation drawer. That's where you're going to see proposals down the bottom here. As you can see, it's brand new. Clicking on that is going to open a new window again. And this is our proposals platform. It's brought me to my dashboard here. These are our current proposals. So as you can see, I've got 3 that I've published. That means I've sent them out to my customers. I haven't done anything with them yet, but they've been sent out, they've been published. 6 are sitting in draft. So I can come back to these, I'm halfway through, I've closed RP data, I've gone and done something else. I can always come back, I can restart them. Or not restart, but start from where I left off. Lastly, my accepted proposals. As I said before, we send these out. There is an accept button that your customer can click. That will allow you to move on with your next step. So 6 of my customers are sitting in accepted. So I know that I have a confirmation that they have accepted my sales range and my commission structure. So I can go on to next steps. I can start getting everything else ready to go. Down the bottom here, you can filter them. So if we want to see all the draft ones, just like that, we can see all of those. I can go in and edit them. If they were published, I could go through the live link and I could view them. You can filter by any of those proposal types and you can sort them by different orders. Today, obviously, we're going to create a new one. So I'm going to come up top here and hit create a proposal. So that takes you to a new page, create a proposal. Up the top, proposal type. We're going to do a sales proposal today. Pre-listing kit just takes out some of those bits and bobs in the proposal. So it doesn't include a sales range and a commission structure if you're not ready to present that to your customers. It takes out some of the marketing as well, I believe. So we're going to do a sales proposal because I want to show you everything in this report. But of course, you can do the other one if you like. The proposals link is not showing. Yes, we have not just yet upgraded your account yet. So you will see it hopefully next week. And as I said, if you do want to refresh the training, we run it every Friday morning through that training link. Samir, is this helpful for a finance broker? Potentially. Generally, it will just be sales agents using these. If you are a broker, you also have access to Property Hub and you have access to our digital property report. So you'd probably be using that instead. But if you do have the time already blocked out, there's nothing to hurt you for seeing these this session, Samir. Sales proposal up the top, pop in our property address. Choose it from the drop down, just like we do with property addresses in RP data. As you'll see, it'll find it on the map for us in a second. There it goes. And then we need to add in our vendor name. So I'm going to use John and Joanne Smith. So there's John Smith and Joanne Smith. And hit add vendor when you're ready to go. I've already got these saved in here. As you can see, they do save for us. Add both your vendors in this report. Obviously, a lot of properties are owned by those 2 vendors, and then that will take us to our report builder. As you can see, it looks a lot like the CMA. So on the left, I have my sections. I can move these around and I can leave them wherever I want. I just need to drag them using those 2 little lines on the left. Any sections I don't want, just come to the little checkbox and untick them. You won't see them be removed from your draft, but they will be removed from the finished product. Up the top here, we've got our logo. In the middle, we've got our sections. And of course, we can make lots of changes to these sections too. Before I do that, up the top right, we've got our settings. Here you can see our background color. I'm using this blue to match my logo, but you can change it. Maybe I'll just move it to a slightly different blue. And there you can see that change. Proposal cover. When you open this proposal by the live link, it will give you your logo plus a big blank screen. I'll show you what that looks like later, but if you want to get rid of it, all you need to do is untick show proposal and you'll get this welcome section first. I'm going to keep it in there this time, hit save, and those changes will be made. Up the top left, you do not need to add your logo every time, but obviously for the first time you will need to. So what you're going to do is come up to this little pen here. So it's the same throughout this report. I'm going to click on the logo, then click on the little pen. That brings up my media library. Once I'm in my media library, I just choose to include the sections that I want. But of course, if you're coming in here for the first time, there won't be anything to include. So I'm going to hit upload, select files from my library. Sorry, I thought I had this saved. There it is. And there's my logo. So I'm just grabbing it from file to include in my report. It downloads. I can then go view it in my library and then click on the circle radial to include it in my report. Once I've done that, hit save, and then your logo will be added. In the middle here, we've got our little face. So I can click on my face. As you can see, the same little pen tool pops up. So that's what I'm clicking on to change the information. Choose your image from file. Make sure you've got a photo of you included in this report. Add any further details you want to, your name, your role, your email, your phone. Also add in your links if you want to. I've just got my LinkedIn. I use the Corelogic one in there. As you can see on my photo, there is a little button. My customers will be able to view my socials through those buttons. Below that, I've also got a bio. This will save in here. It will turn up a bit later in the report, so we'll get there in a moment. As you can see, all my details are in there. Getting to the text now, of course, we have a whole bunch of text editing options. For example, we have the sizes of that text, so you can change it if you like. Change the centering as well. I can move it to the left or the right or keep it in the middle. And then moving down to the paragraph here, I can change these details as well. So once you select any of that text, I can change the font color. I can make it bold, italicized or underlined. I can change any of this to a link if I want to. All I need to do is pop in the website I'd like it to filter through to. I can change the centering here as well. I can make it bullet points. I can indent it, and I can put in a line separator as well. All of those changes, if I just hit Control Z, you'll see them all disappear. Of course, any of this text, if you do want to change it, you can, of course, delete it and add your own sections as well. Let's put it all back to normal though. There you go. So any of these details you can change. Moving down, our difference. This section here are slides. So much like a PowerPoint, your customer is going to get this section and they'll be able to cycle through each of the slides that you choose to include. So click on the little pen here. As you can see, I've already added a few in here. I'm going to delete one of these and I'll add a new one to show you how to do it. So I'm going to add slide up the top left, choose an image, pick that image that I just deleted, hit open, put in a title, put in a description, and then hit save. So now you can see I've recreated that slide to include in my report. And I'm going to add those 3 in there. Once I'm happy, I'm going to hit save. And there you'll see we'll be able to move through these slides. And imagine your customer is moving through these on their end as well. Of course, you can change the text up the top. You can change the paragraph in here as well. Add any information that you want. Moving down, a little bit of a separator through your report. So you can see some added branding, colors, more information, and a nice photo that we can add in here too. So I'm going to click on the photo, click on the little pen, change any of the text that I want to, choose a new photo, perhaps. Maybe I'll grab these guys, hit open, and then hit save. Now you can see that picture has changed. Obviously mine's a bit of an ugly stock image, but hopefully you guys have images of yourselves, your branding, anything on file, any collateral that you have, you can add in here. Moving down, your property. Again, edit the text if you want to. I'm not going to make any changes here, but of course you'll want to make sure that you're standing out against everyone else. Of course, you want to put your own information in there. But for the photo, I'm just going to come up and I'm going to click the little pen again. Obviously, we don't want this ugly branding in there. So we're going to pick a nice property photo, maybe this one here, and then hit save. So that's going to be just our first photo. Moving down, we've got the address. We've got my vendor names. We've got beds and baths, land size, property type, and the council area. Below that, we have more photos to choose from. So again, click on the photos and then click on the little pen. Let's get rid of that one again. Let's untick a couple of these other ones. So they're our selected up the top, and then all that we can choose from down the bottom here. So I'm going to pick a number of these for our customers to view. Once I'm happy, hit save, and there you can see all those photos are added. Below that, Leichhardt Insights. So auction clearance rates, how many auctions there were, median days on market and average hold, or the tenure for the suburb. Of course, great information to present to your customers, but also now we have some more interactive information too. So I've got median value, median rent, days on market, and properties sold over 12 months, or go to the max and you get about 20 years, or you get to 2012, I should say. So they can now interact with all of this information. Moving down, sales activities, number of properties sold, characteristics of those properties, units versus houses, price segmentation, household income. We also get some demographics or some census data too. And then we get to our marketing information. Again, edit any text that you see just by clicking into those sections. I'm going to click into the marketing section, click this little pen here as well. You will want to get rid of all of our standard Corelogic ones. I'm going to include them this time, but untick any of this that you don't want to include. Today, I will include all of those. I might get rid of just one of them, that one there. And I'm going to add a new element as well. So click to add an element or a slide, put in a title, choose an image from file again, put in a link if you want to as well, or you can even do a YouTube link. Once you hit save, that will be saved for you. I'm going to cancel it because I've already got it there and include it. And this will have a YouTube video embedded into my report, into my web page that I'm sending to this particular customer about their property. Once we're happy, we're going to hit save. And then you can see those sections in there. So what are we going to do with your marketing budget? Jillian, I've never seen these options in our membership with Oxbridge. It is new. It is coming hopefully in the next week or so. So you'll have access to proposals. Albert, if I have a welcome image in my bio set to the older version. So RP proposals and CMA, which is what I think you mean by the older version, are not connected. So yes, you will have to copy it across, unfortunately, but hopefully you can just Control C, Control V. Trev, commercial stats or other property types, non-housing, unfortunately not in this one. It will be just residential. I'm sure you're aware RP Data's main focus is residential, but we do definitely have commercial properties, but generally when we're talking about stats and things like that, it is houses and units, unfortunately, Trev. Thank you for the questions, guys. Keep them coming. I'll pause every so often. Moving down, property value. All right, so you guys are going to be pretty familiar with this from the CMA. I think most of you are doing CMA. So I'm just going to click on this comparable section. And of course, when I click, I get my little pen. You've got 3 options, or I should say 4 options, but 3 options for searching for properties. Firstly, address search. If we just know the property that we want to add, I can just put 123 Smith Street in here. Choose that property and choose to include it in my report. So we need to hit search Once you find that property, tick to include it, and then tick add selected property. You can also do a suburb search. So of course we could put in, I believe this is in Leichhardt, so I might do the same suburb. Choose it from the drop down, choose my property type, my sales time frame, beds and baths. I forget how many this has, but I'll just make it up here. Hit search. I left land, meter squared, and price blank, but then I can go and choose those properties that I want to include in my report. Happy with those, hit add selected properties, and they're going to be added. Lastly is my radius search. This is exactly the same as the CMA. So you might put, a 1.5 radius on houses sold in the last 6 months, perhaps. Put your beds and baths in, land size and price if you want to, hit search. And then we get all of those properties matching your filters. So again, just choosing the properties that we want to include in our report to present to our customers. You might want to just copy the ones that you already used in the CMA. Just put them in by their address if you want to. If you were, going with the CMA and then following up with this RP proposals, you might want to show them the same information. So there's my comparables up the top. If you want to, you can also add in your own sales. So if you want to add a sale, choose an image, add an address, price, beds, baths, parking, etc., and then hit save. So if we don't have record of that sale of yours that you know of, or maybe you sold, you can plug it in here custom. I'm going to cancel that. I'm not going to do that this time. Go to my comparables, make sure you've got them all selected. So I believe these ones were from the suburb search. Got half from the suburb search and half from the radius search. There they all are there. Hit save. And now they're in my report. Moving down, listings, exactly the same. So radius search, suburb search, address search, or you can add your own listing if you want to. And a lot of the time, I guess people will have their own listings to add in. I'm just going to use radius search. I'm just going to quickly add the top 6 if that's okay with you guys. Obviously, it doesn't make a huge difference. Once I'm happy, add selected properties, and then we save again. And there they are, our listings now. Moving down, our estimated sales range. So once again, I've clicked on this little blue box. I click on the little pen. We can put it in here. So let's say 15,216. If you want to, you can enter a price text instead. You can write whatever you want. But I'm going to leave it as the dollar figures, hit save, and there they are there. Moving down, our sales team. So this is where your blurb comes in. Remember, we edited it at the top, but this is where it actually displays. I'm going to click on the little pen and you can make any changes. The same as the top one, we can make changes down here as well. So fix up your bio, make sure it's in there, make sure they understand who's looking after them, of course. But below that, you also have your support team. So not only can you call me, but yes, I have an associate. Yes, I have a sales manager who will also help you, who will answer questions if I'm not available. So I'm going to click on the little upload image button, click on the little pen. As you can see, I've already got a few in here. I'm going to add my boss in again, so we'll get rid of her. Click add team member, choose an image, pop my boss in there, hit open. And let's say her name is Joanne as well. Everyone's going to be Joanne or John. Joanne, head of sales, and hit save. Once they're in there, of course, you don't have to do that every time. All we need to do once we've created those little tiles is click to include them in my report. Moving down, testimonials. Clicking on the testimonial, clicking on the little pen tool. Let's add a new one. So headline, 123 Fake Street. Description. Choose an image from file. Let's go with these guys. Put in their names. Smith again, put in a date. Let's say it was in June, and then they gave me 5 stars, of course. Hit save. Once you've done that, it will be in there each time you come to include it. So I'm going to click on the little bin to get rid of it, and I'm just going to include these 2 and hit save. So that is as much as you will need to do. Once they're already saved, that's as much as you need to do, is just select the ones you want to include in this particular report. Moving down, next steps. So we've got our estimated sales range again. We can edit it from here as well, but below that we have our commission structure. And you've got a few options in here. So are we going to include or not include GST? Below that, we've got our structure. So we've got a straight percentage. We've got a tiered percentage. So we could do, say, 2.5 at 1 mil. And then it becomes 2%, for example. We could do a fixed fee, put in your price in there, or other. You can put in whatever you like. Today, we're going to use just a standard percentage of 2%. And I'm going to display the price equivalent and hit save. There you can see I've got 2%, which equals 30,000 at the lower side of the scale and 32,000 at the higher side of the scale. If your customers agree with this, after you've sent this to them, they've gone through, they've looked at everything you're going to do for them, all the reasons why they should list with you. They come through, they see your range, they see what you're going to charge them. They then get the option to proceed. This is really great because when they do click on that button, you get an email alert. You can start the next steps to listing this property for sale. So that's how you customize your report, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions quickly about any of this. After I am going to publish, I'm going to show you the alerts that we get. I'm going to show you how to send it out nicely to your customers as well. And then the alerts and the proceed and things like that. Obviously what it looks like too. Trini, yes, you can definitely still use the CMA. CMA hopefully will not be obsolete. We like to think of it as your first report and then this appraisal proposal as your sort of follow-up. Guys, any questions quickly? I'll just give you one more second or minute before I move on. Alrighty, great. Can't see anyone typing. So up the top here, this is where we come to publish. I'm going to click on publish. And here's your report. Nice cover page. So this is the cover page that we could have turned off at the start. Remember, there was that little tick box. Might be able to show you. So settings, if you want to turn this off, just untick the show proposal cover. I like it. I want to show my branding as much as possible. It's a nice little first touch. Our welcome page. Click on the little linked in button, takes us to Corelogic's LinkedIn. So you could have your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram in here as well. Our difference, here are our tiles. Your customer will be able to flick through these as well. A little bit of a separator. The target property. Any of these photos we can click on and cycle through, remembering we chose to include these. So they're not going to see anything we don't want them to. Like art stats, again, they can interact with these. Marketing. Property value. Oh, sorry, I wanted to show you the YouTube video.
Gain an edge over the competition.
So you can have your own embedded YouTube videos in this. Comparable sales, comparable listings, our estimated sales range, the support team, and then down the bottom, our next steps. To send this to your customer, it's a little bit not complicated, but you need to do a little bit of work here to actually get this to your customer. What I'm going to do is get a new email on my other screen, and I'll drag it off across in a second. But basically, we're going to just copy the link and put it into an email. Sorry, I've lost it. There it is. So we've got our customers. Your proposal. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Smith, please find your proposal right there. So you will obviously want to add to this, write a bit more, make sure it doesn't look ugly. But one tip I would like to give you is if we right click, on this link, here we get to edit our hyperlink. And of course you can do this with any link you pop into an email or a Word document even. Click edit hyperlink. In the top box is our text to display. So I'm just going to select all of that, delete it, and put in here. For example, you could do click here or your report or whatever you want. Once you hit OK, there you get your link. So it's nice and clean. If we click on that by control clicking, it opens up our proposal again. So there it is again. Your customers will get that. They will open it and you will be alerted. When your customers open that report, every time they open that report, you will get an email alert. So you'll know that they are checking it out. You'll know if they're ignoring it or they just haven't seen it or haven't opened it at all as well. Also, if I go back to my report and I come right down the bottom and I hit proceed, your customer will be thanked. And if I go to my emails, it should happen right away. There it is there. I get an alert. My proposal has been accepted. Again, you are getting told that your customer accepts your sales range, accepts your commission structure, so we can move on to the next steps. We're pushing these customers through our pipeline, making sure we're getting stuff done and we're moving on. We're not getting stagnant, waiting to hear from that customer. Of course, back to your proposals dashboard. That report will now be saved for you. So it would have been sitting in draft as we were doing it. Once I published it, it would have gone to publish. Of course, now that I've accepted it, it is sitting in our accepted proposals, and it's this one here at the top. So I can go in and I can edit it, or I can go and view it through its live link. So guys, that is your proposal report. I'm going to answer any questions that come through, but thank you very much for your time. If you are about to jump off, please do get in touch again. You can always go through our training link here. Get in touch with us. You can also sit our proposals training. I'm going to go to interactive online training and hit book now. I know this is recorded, so I'm sure it will be made available to you as well. But if you do want to sit the presentation, or if there are several changes down the line, because I know there is a lot of development in proposals at the moment, there will be changes. So if you do want to sit those changes later, just come to RP Proposals. And as you'll see, you can register for our live webinars. Just hit register now. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today, guys. As I said, I'm going to stick around in case there's any questions, but feel free to jump off. Thank you very much. So you can still use a CMA. Sorry, yes, Trini, you can. Can you include the selling agreement on this proposal at the same time? If they decide to proceed, then the seller can sign. Trini, I'd say for now, you would just attach it as to the email. So the email I sent out with the link, maybe you would just attach the selling agreement to that as a PDF, or if you're using DocuSign, just include it in the same email. Eventually there will be PDFs. I don't want to tell you too much about what's coming because, you know, it is a great product by itself, but there is a lot coming and PDFs will be included eventually. Can they click into the comparable sales or listings? Yes, sorry, did I not? No, sorry, they can't. Apologies, Trev. This is still new to me too. They can't click into that. I believe that will be coming, but unfortunately not right now. Is the logo section going to be changeable for us, or will it only be the Oxbridge logo? I believe it will be changeable for you guys. I'm not 100%, but of course that will depend on Oxbridge's agreement with Corelogic. I'm not privy to those details. So I believe in my experience, you will be able to change it, but please don't hold it against me if it's not the case. Thank you for that, Alison. Chris, hi, I could not hear at the beginning and could not see the beginning. Hope I can see it with the recording. Regards. Chris, yeah, hopefully the recording will work, but also we run it every Friday morning. So you can always register into that online course if you like. Trini, can you do it again, the email and the click the report? Yes, so all I do is go to, sorry, give me a sec. Here, take the URL from the top. I hit Control C, or you can right click copy. So I can right click copy. Go to your new email. Obviously put in their email, put in a subject, and then I Control V in the email. You can hit space or enter to make sure that it's a link. If you hit delete here, it deletes the link. So make sure you go back to the end, hit space or enter. Once you've got it in there, we right click and then we edit hyperlink. So then we select the text to display. Hit OK. And there it is there. And I can, once it's in there, you can edit it however you want. It's still a link. To follow the link, you hold Control and then click to open it. Trini, let me know if that was what you wanted to see.
Can I ask you, Alex, instead of
Yeah, please.
typing? Does that mean that after I finish that report, I have to save it into my file before then they can actually open through my files anyway, right? Or it's in the RP data section?
So it's going to be saved in your proposals.
Oh, so it's going to be stay in here. Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah, it'll be saved in here. So you'll be
Okay,
able
so
to just go into,
Oh, okay.
say I want to start it again. I just go to my draft proposals and you
Right.
can go in and edit it.
So the customer, when they click the link, they go into this platform to see the report.
The customer won't go into your dashboard. They will literally only get access to this, what we're seeing here, the link you send them.
Okay, and the link is basically that report is saved in here, so I don't
It's
have to
saved.
download.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to download it. If you just come
Okay.
into the report and then copy the link up the top here,
Okay.
and then you just send that to them.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Thank you for the question. Albert, sorry, will this be individual or one set for Oxbridge? I assume you're still talking about the logo. I think you'll need to set it. So hopefully Paul or Bethany, if you're still there, maybe you can send out a logo to everyone who's attending to use.
Yeah, definitely. I'll email that out to all of our agents if everyone's still in here. We'll email out a couple of logos that you can use, and I'll talk to Paul to see if we can do either, like, you can change the logo. A lot of people who are co-branding with us, to see if you can put your logo on there as well.
Right. Yep.
That would be good. Thank you.
Cool, guys.
It's good to have two logo. I guess it looks stronger instead of your
Albert, so it's individual for the moment, but there are a lot of admin tools coming along with the dashboard. So eventually the plan is to make sure we can see who's doing what reports, who they're going out to, and whose reports have been accepted and things like that. But for the moment, it is going to be individual. Thanks for that one, Albert. All righty, guys, last chance. I'll stay on the line for 30 more seconds, but if you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you for coming along.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you for that, Alex.
Not a worry, guys. All righty, I'll end it there. Bethany, thanks for your time.
That's all good. Thank you for that today. You have a lovely day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.